Today we talk about the 5 things that are stopping you from losing body fat and keeping it off. I've been a fat loss and a bodybuilding coach since 1991, and I've seen it all. Number 1 is sugar. Sugar really is the enemy. It doesn't matter how you cut it. When you eat sugar, sugar triggers a quick response from insulin. And basically, sugar tells insulin to store energy for a rainy day. And especially if you're carrying already body fat, as soon as you eat the sugar, your insulin level goes up. When there's too much insulin, you become very tired because your body has been instructed to store energy for a rainy day. When it makes that decision, it doesn't want to spend. And that's why you're going to make sure that your sugar levels are low. I know there are people in the fitness industry who will tell you that, no, it's okay to have a little bit of sugar. It may be, but that will stop you from achieving your goal, because as soon as you eat the sugar, your body slows down. If you're honest with yourself, you find that you eat a sugary meal and then you start falling asleep about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you think, why am I tired? Then when you go down to the gym because you're trying to work out, you're needing coffee and pre-workouts and stuff like that because you're eating sugar. Sugar really is the enemy. If you're trying to lose body fat, sugar is one thing that you should cut out of your diet completely for a while until you get to your goal. And then a little bit here and there won't hurt you, but something that you need to control. The second thing is carbohydrates. I know that when you eat carbohydrates, it gets broken into sugar in the end. But at the end of the day, most people don't understand that it's the carbohydrates that makes us so body fat. When I say carbohydrates, I mean the potatoes, and I mean the rice, and I mean all these things like bread and pasta. Because what happens is every single time you eat a carbohydrate meal, I see people getting up in the morning and straight away they have a bowl of cereal. Now what happens when you have a bowl of cereal is this. Straight away your blood sugar goes up. In fact, I tell my clients not to eat anything when they get up. They eat the first meal between 12 and 1 o'clock. And then when you have the first meal, I don't eat until 12, 1 o'clock. And I find I've got so much energy. Train yourself to do that. You need to control insulin. Carbohydrates, don't think there's not much difference. I put a glucose monitor on and I had it for about 3 weeks. And the foods that raised my blood sugar the highest and raised my insulin level the highest was white rice. White rice was the worst. And bread was also not very good because your body treats these foods as sugar. In fact, bread has got a very high glycemic number, and so has white rice. As soon as you put a potato in your mouth, there's an enzyme in your mouth, in your saliva called amylase. It breaks down the potato to its absorbable form, which is glucose. So there's not much difference between the speed at which a potato would raise your blood sugar and the speed at which sugar will raise your blood sugar. So guys, be aware of that. Remove your carbohydrates for a while. Replace them with good fats. We talk about the avocados, we talk about the olives, we talk about the nuts, we talk about the cheeses. They will serve you better. And then once you get to a point where you've lost the weight that you want to lose, then you can put some carbohydrates back in. But the third one is the low-fat products. When I say low-fat products, I don't mean things like cod or chicken breast that naturally low-fat, because we're talking about the low-fat products. Like if you go to the shops, you see all this light, low-fat, reduced fat. These are all junk food. They are ultra-processed foods. Because if you buy, let's say, cheese, they put low fat on it. But to do that, they have to either take something away from the product or add something to it. And usually, it's not something that you should have in your body. Guys, I know the marketing is very clever. The advertising is so clever. They know exactly how to manipulate us into buying these foods. All the low-fat products in packets are not things that you should consume. I just think that they all contain stuff that will eventually harm you. And the other thing is, your body treats most of the low-fat products because all the nutrients, especially the fat, has been taken out. Your body treats most of it as sugar. So if you can, stay away from all the low-fat products. Anything that says low-fat, stay away from it because that's not going to serve you right. Remember, you don't want the food to be converted into to trigger a quick insulin response. And most of the low-fat products trigger your body to release insulin very quickly. And when it does that, it's the same as sugar. Number 4 is counting calories. I've said this over and over again. Counting calories is the same scam as snacking. When you count calories, you're making the assumption that the food that you're eating is being digested and used by your body. But here's the thing. A calorie is not a calorie. The source of the calorie is important. If you have a Mars bar may have, let's say, how many 100 calories, and then have avocado. 2 different foods. Your body will react differently. the hormonal instructions. Every single thing that you eat has hormonal instructions. That when you eat the food enters your body, and then your body has to interpret the hormonal instructions that come with the particular food. Every food has one. When you eat avocado, because there's a lot of fat in avocado, and it's a fruit, but there's a lot of fat in there. It takes a long time for avocado to raise your blood sugar, and so it's not good. You're not going to store it as fat. The energy from that will be released for you to use access it when you want. Whereas when you eat the Mars bar, straight away your blood sugar level goes up, and then insulin is released very quickly. Whenever that happens, your body says, right, I've been told to store energy for a rainy day, just like sugar. And that straight away it starts storing. And then your body, when it starts storing, it decides to make the decision to store energy for a rainy day. It doesn't want to spend any energy. That's why you are tired. And that's why these guys, coaches online, are making you do tons and tons of cardio. And then they make you get your steps in, and you're doing all those nonsense stuff because you're eating the wrong food. Guys, stop counting calories. I just know that the calorie counting is another scam, very close to like snacking. If you're carrying body fat, you have enough calories on you. If you're carrying 60 pounds of body fat, that's over 200,000 calories of energy that's stored on you. You can access that energy. The only way to access that energy is by making sure that you've got it. You're eating the right stuff to access the energy. If you eat sugar, you're not going to access that energy, because as you eat sugar, you're telling your body to store more energy. And then you're stuck with all this energy on you. This is energy. Learn to use it. The only way you learn to use it is by controlling insulin. The calorie counting thing, it's all to do with marketing. You go to the shop, they tell you, they put big, bold 100 calories, and they're trying to con you, and look at it, and you know that the stuff that they're selling, all the quavers and all the crisps, that's not food. It doesn't matter what they say. That's not food. Try not to eat those foods, because they're lying to you about calories. I was around when all this calorie counting became a thing. We knew it was a lie. I knew it's a lie. But unfortunately, people bought into that. And I think after the pandemic, everything went online. People thought that it's just, that's the way to be. And it's the laws of thermodynamics and everything like that. And you said to them, yeah, the laws of thermodynamics makes perfect sense. If you're a robot, if you're a statue, if you're an inanimate object, if you're in physics, we're human beings. Hormones govern us. Your boss can say one thing to you at work that can change your calorie needs for the day because you're stressed. There's so many factors that come into play. Hormones, adrenaline, ghrelin, cortisol, leptin, thyroxine, all these hormones, and then insulin. All these hormones come into play. You got to address that. Forget about counting calories. The reason why you're not achieving your goal is because you're continually counting calories. Number 5, the meal frequency. I'm also from the school. This is what I learned when I studied nutrition. Eat 6 meals a day, speed up your metabolism. But we know that's not true, because every time you eat a meal, your body has to release insulin to store energy from that meal. Now, that's how the body works. Insulin is released straight away as soon as you eat. And every time you eat, insulin is released. So then eventually, you got too much insulin in your body. It's called hyperinsulinemia. When you got too much insulin in your body, if every single person who's obese, who's trying to lose body fat, can see that you get tired easily because your insulin level is too high. It's called hyperinsulinemia. What I say to my clients is this: only eat 2 meals a day. In fact, when they get up in the morning, they don't eat anything. They don't actually eat until about between 12 and 1 o'clock, have the first meal, and then after that, they have the second meal at about 6, 7. No snacking in between. No snacking in between. It's important. Forget about all the teas and coffees that people always drinking and normalizing all this stuff. I know some people will get up in the morning and straight away they jump on tea with a bit of sugar in it. Straight away your blood sugar goes up. And even when you get up in the morning, like I said, your energy level should be up. Your liver releases glycogen. There's food, there's energy for you to use. But no, you start putting the sugar in. As soon as you do that, sugar in the cereal, as soon as you do that, it suppresses it. And then you start getting tired. Come 3 o'clock, you're feeling tired because you're telling your body to store energy for a rainy day. Guys, if you want to understand about fat loss, you want to lose fat and keep it off, listen to every information they give you in mainstream and do the opposite. That's what I say to my clients, because we've been lied to for years through marketing, through advertising. You look at the TV, you got advertisements that you think, well, they are targeting us. They know exactly how to manipulate us with all the colorful stuff. And before you know it, we're all buying it. Guys, if you want to lose body fat, Go back to the basics. Eat real food, cut down on the ultra-processed foods, and you see you lose fat and keep it up for good. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like our page because it helps us grow and it can give you more content. Because we've been inundated with so many messages from people all over the world, so we're starting a community. The waiting list is in the description. Please just join the waiting list and then eventually you'll get more information about it.